Just moments ago, the reality TV world was rocked by a revelation nobody ever saw coming. Mendeecees has just gone live, exposing a jaw-dropping secret that's about to tear families and friendships apart. With a single confession, he revealed that Kirk Frost and Kendra Robinson have been having a secret affair for months right under everyone's noses. Fans are shocked. The internet is on fire and the fallout is already spiraling out of control. Emotions ran high as Rasheeda, Kirk's longtime partner, discovered the news and stormed out of their house, reportedly heading straight to her lawyer's office to file for divorce. This isn't just a scandal, this is the kind of betrayal that changes everything. What really happened between Kirk and Kendra? And how did Mendeecees find out? Was this a moment of revenge, or did he feel forced to speak out by something even bigger? Social media is divided, with some accusing Mendeecees of starting drama and others praising him for telling the truth. Friends are choosing sides. Family members are going public. And even castmates who usually keep quiet are now weighing in. With every new update, the story gets wilder, the accusations sharper, and the lines between love, loyalty, and pure chaos blur beyond recognition. Stay tuned because what's about to unfold will leave everyone picking sides, questioning alliances, and wondering if any relationship in the love and hip-hop universe is safe anymore. The chaos began on a humid Atlanta night when Mendeecees quietly pressed go live on his phone, sending shockwaves through every home and every group chat in the love and hip-hop universe. What started as a routine Q&A session for fans took a jaw-dropping turn the moment someone asked about Kirk Frost and his relationship with Rasheeda. Mendeecees hesitated, his eyes darting off camera. For a split second, it seemed like he might ignore the question, but instead, he leaned in, lowered his voice, and dropped the bombshell. Look, I can't stay quiet anymore. People deserve to know what's really going on. Kirk and Kendra. It's deeper than anyone thinks. The comments section exploded. Fans spammed the live feed with shocked emojis and rapid-fire questions. Wait, Kendra? As in Yandy's Kendra? What are you saying? Mendeecees nodded gravely. Sometimes you gotta speak the truth, even when it's ugly. I'm not proud of it, but Kirk and Kendra have been sneaking around for months. It's time everyone stops pretending. His words echoed through every phone speaker, every TV set, and every social media platform before the live abruptly ended, leaving fans desperate for more. Within minutes, screenshots and screen recordings spread like wildfire. Twitter trended with hashtag Kirk and Kendra, hashtag RASHEEDA, and hashtag Mendeecees. Emotions ran high as fans picked sides. Some believed Mendeecees was stirring up drama out of jealousy or spite, while others thought he was bravely exposing the truth. Instagram was flooded with side-by-side photos of Kirk, Kendra, Rasheeda, and Yandy. Everyone speculating about who knew what and for how long. A popular gossip blog posted, "This might be the most shocking betrayal in love and hip-hop history." And the comments agreed. While the internet burned, Rasheeda's world fell apart in real time. She was at home relaxing with her cousin and scrolling through her phone. She started receiving a barrage of texts and calls. "Girl, you need to see what's going on," her cousin said, shoving a phone in her face. As she watched the replay of Mendeecees' confession, her face drained of color. At first, she refused to believe it, shaking her head and laughing nervously. People will say anything for clout. But the longer she watched, the more real it became. The tone in Mendeecees' voice, the look in his eyes didn't seem like a stunt. Her hands trembled as she dialed Kirk's number. He didn't answer. She tried again and again, but each call went straight to voicemail. "He knows," Rasheeda whispered, tears brimming in her eyes. "He knows I've seen it." The family was left divided. Some of her relatives urged her to wait for Kirk's explanation, but others demanded action. "How many times are you going to let this man embarrass you?" her aunt snapped. "Stand up for yourself." Meanwhile, Yandi was at a private dinner with friends when her phone started buzzing nonstop. Confused, she glanced at the notifications only to see her husband's face and the words Kendra affair trending everywhere. What the hell is going on? Yandi muttered, scrolling through the barrage of messages. Her shock quickly turned to anger as she realized Mendeecees had gone public with secrets that could destroy not just relationships, but entire families. Yandi stormed out of the restaurant, dialing Kendra's number. "Girl, tell me this isn't true." Kendra's reply was barely a whisper, filled with panic. "I can't talk right now. Everything's falling apart." As she hung up, Yandi stared at her phone, her mind racing with questions and hurt. "This can't be happening," she muttered, fighting back tears as the news spread. Kirk finally surfaced, posting a cryptic Instagram story with no caption, just a black screen and the sound of heavy breathing. Fans are shocked and immediately started dissecting every detail, speculating whether the story was a confession or just another attempt to play the victim. Kirk's comment section filled with accusations, heartbreak, and a few die-hard defenders begging him to clear his name. In the Frost home, tension was unbearable. Rasheeda sat alone in her room, replaying every memory and every warning sign she'd ever ignored. Flashbacks haunted her late nights, hushed phone calls, Kendra's sudden coldness, Kirk's unexplained absences. "How did I not see it?" she cried, her voice breaking. "Was I just blind?" Her cousin hugged her, promising to stay by her side, but nothing could ease the pain of betrayal. Outside, the paparazzi had already gathered, hoping for a shot of Kirk coming or going. Neighbors whispered and pointed. The scandal now the talk of the neighborhood. Inside, Rasheeda made up her mind. She opened her laptop, found her lawyer's number, and started typing out a message. "I can't do this anymore. I need to know my options." She hit send, feeling a strange mix of heartbreak and relief. On the other side of town, Mendeecees watched the chaos unfold on his phone. For a moment, he wondered if he'd done the right thing. His own marriage had survived scandal and heartbreak, but now he dragged his friends and their families into the fire. "Sometimes you gotta let the truth out, even if it burns everything down," he told himself. Convincing nobody, the night ended with the city buzzing, families fractured, and social media spinning out of control. The lines between love and hate, truth and lies were blurrier than ever. But deep down, everyone knew this was just the beginning. More secrets would come out, more relationships would be tested, and by morning, nothing in Atlanta, the love and hip-hop world, would ever be the same again. The morning after Mendeecees' bombshell live, Atlanta woke up in turmoil. Radio stations replayed the clip on a loop, and gossip blogs had a field day, running stories with headlines like "Rasheeda betrayed again, this time by her own circle." Reporters swarmed Kirk's businesses, chasing him for a statement, but he was nowhere to be found. On social media, the battle lines were clear. Some defended Kirk, insisting the whole thing was a misunderstanding, while others were merciless, dredging up every old rumor and past mistake. Inside Rasheeda's home, the pain was almost too much to bear. She hadn't slept, her phone lighting up all night with messages from friends and families, some offering support, others asking intrusive questions. Her mother came over at sunrise. Kirk, knowing he couldn't hide forever, finally called Rasheeda. His voice was shaky. "Can we talk?" he asked, face to face. Rasheeda hesitated, her mother glaring at her, but she agreed. When Kirk arrived, he looked exhausted, his clothes rumpled and his eyes bloodshot. He sat on the edge of the couch, hands clasped tightly. For a long moment, neither spoke. Finally, Kirk broke the silence. "I know you've heard a lot. It's not what it looks like." Rasheeda's eyes flashed with anger. "Then explain it. All of it." Kirk tried to spin the story, insisting that he and Kendra were just friends who'd leaned on each other during hard times. "She was struggling, I was struggling. We talked a lot, maybe too much, but I never meant for anything to happen." Rasheeda cut him off. "So you admit something happened?" Kirk buried his face in his hands. "I messed up, but it wasn't What people think. Tears streamed down Rasheeda's face. Shh, it never is, Kirk. It never is. Across town, Mendeecees felt the weight of his confession. His phone buzzed constantly, old friends, fans, and castmates demanding to know why he'd done it. Yandi finally confronted him in person. "Do you even realize what you've started?" she shouted. "Did you think about Kendra? About Rasheeda? About me?" Mendeecees looked away, shame burning in his eyes. "I thought people deserved to know." "Secrets only make things worse." Yandi shook her head, tears in her voice. "Sometimes secrets are all we have left." The fallout spread to the rest of the cast. Producers called emergency meetings, desperate, to control the narrative before it wrecked the season. Other couples braced themselves, worried that old secrets might come out next. Fans are shocked. And even longtime supporters wondered if any relationship in the love and hip-hop world could survive the truth. Rasheed, torn between anger and heartbreak, decided she needed answers from Kendra, too. She called, but Kendra let it go to voicemail. Rasheeda texted instead, "If you ever cared about me, tell me the truth. I deserve at least that much." Kendra read the message, her hands shaking. She typed, erased, and retyped a reply, but ultimately sent nothing. By evening, new twists emerged. Paparazzi snapped photos of Kirk meeting with a lawyer. Rumors swirled that Rasheeda had already filed for divorce, though her inner circle insisted she was still undecided. Family drama escalated as relatives chose sides, some blasting Kirk on social media, others urging Rasheeda to forgive for the sake of the kids. Kirk's mother posted a cryptic status: "Everyone makes mistakes. Family is forever." The family was left divided, the pain spilling out into the open for the world to judge. As night fell, Atlanta buzzed with speculation. Would Rasheeda forgive Kirk one more time, or was this the end? Would Kendra ever own up to her part in the scandal? Would Mendeecees regret blowing up everyone's lives just to clear his conscience? Fans waited for the next twist, knowing that with every secret revealed, new wounds would open in. The true story was only just beginning. As the days dragged on, the scandal only grew deeper and messier, with every new update adding fuel to the fire. The love and hip-hop set had turned into a war zone, with cast members whispering in corners, alliances shifting by the hour, and producers scrambling to capture every raw moment for the cameras. Kirk and Rasheeda's relationship became the central storyline, the subject of every headline, podcast, and fan conspiracy theory. In Rasheeda's home, heartbreak had hardened into resolve. She stopped answering Kirk's calls, blocked his number, and threw herself into work, refusing to let anyone see her fall apart. Her mother moved in, refusing to leave her side, and her closest friends took turns sleeping over to make sure she was never alone. Late one night, after hours of silence, Rasheeda finally spoke. "He's never going to change. And I can't keep pretending." Her mother squeezed her hand. "You're doing the right thing, baby, even if it hurts." Meanwhile, Kirk tried everything to get her attention. He sent flowers, voice messages, and desperate apologies, all of which went ignored. His friends urged him to go on camera and tell his side of the story. But Kirk hesitated, knowing that anything he said could make things worse. Rumors swirled that he was already living at a hotel, too ashamed to show his face around family and friends. Kendra's world collapsed even further. Paparazzi camped outside her apartment. Reporters called her job, and social media exploded with hate. She finally broke her silence, posting a single story. There's always more to the story than people know. But the backlash was brutal. Old friends ghosted her, coworkers kept their distance, and even her family questioned her loyalty. Yandi, still hurt and angry, confronted Kendra in person. "I stood by you. I let you into my life, and this is what you do." Kendra's voice trembled. "I never meant for any of this to happen. It just did." Tears streamed down both women's faces as they hugged. Knowing their friendship might never recover, Mendeecees, feeling the weight of his actions, struggled with regret. He watched as the people he cared about turned against each other and, for the first time, wondered if his version of the truth was worth the fallout. He sat alone in his backyard one night, talking quietly with Yandi. "I thought I was doing the right thing, but maybe some things are better left unsaid." Yandi's reply was gentle but firm. "It's too late for regrets. Now you just have to own it." The drama didn't stop at the main cast. Other love and hip-hop stars started posting cryptic messages hinting at their own secrets and betrayals. Fans are shocked, and the whole city watched as the show's producers announced a special reunion episode, promising to bring everyone together for a no-holds-barred confrontation. As taping day approached, nerves ran high. Rasheeda prepared herself with the help of her family and a fierce new look. Kirk rehearsed his apologies in the mirror, unsure if any words could fix what he'd done. Kendra, pale and withdrawn, barely slept the night before. Even Mendeecees, usually so confident, felt the pressure mounting. The reunion set was electric with tension. As the cameras rolled, the cast faced off, old wounds reopening with every accusation. Kirk tried to apologize publicly, voice shaking as he turned to Rasheeda. "I messed up. I lost sight of what mattered. I know I don't deserve it, but I'm asking for one more chance." Rasheeda's answer was heartbreakingly clear. "It's too late, Kirk. You made your choice. Now I'm making mine." The audience gasped, some cast members in tears, others just shaking their heads. Kendra broke down on camera, finally admitting her role in the affair. "I was lonely and I made a terrible mistake. I never wanted to hurt anyone, especially you, Rasheeda." The family was left divided, with some forgiving her and others turning their backs for good. The reunion ended in chaos, with cast members storming off, hugs dissolving into tears, and producers scrambling to keep order. As the lights faded and the cameras stopped rolling, the damage was clear. Friendships shattered, families broken, and trust gone possibly for good. But for Rasheeda, the pain was mixed with newfound strength. She walked out of the studio with her head held high, knowing that for the first time in years, she was free to choose her own path. The days after the reunion were filled with uncertainty and shattered routines. Rasheeda returned home to a flood of support flowers from fans, messages from women sharing their own stories, and calls from media outlets wanting her first interview. But she kept to herself, spending time with her kids and rebuilding her confidence. For the first time in a long time, she felt a strange sense of peace. "Sometimes you have to lose everything to find yourself," she whispered to her reflection. One morning, her voice steady despite the tears. Kirk's world shrank. Former friends avoided him, business partners distanced themselves, and his social media was flooded with criticism. Desperate, he tried to meet with Rasheeda one last time. She agreed on the condition that they talk in a public place, surrounded by the cameras and the world that had watched their lives unravel. When Kirk sat down, eyes puffy and voice hoarse, he finally admitted everything. Mendeecees found himself on the receiving end of both praise and backlash. Some fans saw him as a whistleblower who forced everyone to face the truth. Others blamed him for the pain he caused by airing the group's secrets. He spent time reflecting, eventually apologizing to Yandi and the group for not thinking through the consequences. Sometimes telling the truth costs more than you expect, he admitted in a heartfelt social media post, but hiding it costs even more. The world watched as Rasheeda quietly filed for divorce, the story making national headlines. Kirk moved out, the house that once rang with laughter, now echoing with absence. But even in the heartbreak, there was a sense of freedom, a belief that new beginnings were possible. Emotions ran high as friends and family took stock of the damage. Some relationships ended, others began to heal, and everyone was forced to reckon with the choices that had led them to this moment. The family was left divided, but there was hope that time and honesty could slowly rebuild what betrayal had torn apart. The season ended with Rasheeda stepping onto a new path. Her head held high, her spirit unbroken. Fans are shocked by the outcome, but many cheered her courage, flooding her comments with words of empowerment and love. Kirk, humbled and alone, vowed to change. Kendra, in therapy, began to find her voice again. And Mendeecees learned that the truth, no matter how painful, could also set people free, and if the cost was more than anyone bargained for. As the dust finally settles on one of the wildest scandals in love and hip-hop history, it's clear that nothing will ever be the same for Kirk, Rasheeda, Kendra, or anyone connected to this explosive drama. Fans are still reeling, some shocked, others inspired. And many left wondering if any relationship can truly survive when secrets and lies come to light. Will Kirk ever win back Rasheeda's trust? Or is this truly the end of their story? Can Kendra rebuild her life and friendships after everything fell apart? And has Mendeecees' bombshell confession helped, or only added more pain to a family already torn in two? Now it's your turn. What do you think comes next? Was Mendeecees right to reveal the affair, or did he go too far? Do you think Rasheeda made the right decision, or should she have tried to forgive one more time? Whose side are you on? And do you believe real healing is possible after so much heartbreak? Let us know your thoughts and wildest predictions in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you want more jaw-dropping stories, explosive twists, and real behind-the-scenes drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new episode. Because in the world of love and hip-hop, the drama never truly ends.